Hey, welcome back to another day and another vlog. Hope you're all well. Tuesday night. Whew, I'm crushed. I gotta be honest with you, struggled. I gotta do all my grass. What a job. 1.4 tons worth of grass. And I had to move 3 times, which seems stupid, but it was sort of the only way I could do it. I'd got it all up, moved it. I was originally going to put it out on the nature strip, and then we decided against that because the new stuff we're buying comes in 50 square meters, which is enough to do the back and the new one anyway. So then it all turned into a mess. So that was just dumped out there, got it out there ready to go so we could just get rid of it. Borrowed a trailer today, offloaded that, and 230 bucks to the Swan Council to just get rid of garden waste because it's got soil on it, so it's considered general waste. So it went straight into normal bins with plastics, cardboard, and all the other crap, which is just insanity. Yeah, so that's like double the price. So instead of being like, it would have been $100 or something for a ton of the grass, ended up being a double. So I was pretty pissed off with that with the Swan Council. It's bad enough. Use territory guys that are watching. You don't have to pay to go to the tip. I believe Queensland possibly the same. I'm not sure. Some places you do, some you don't. But $220 just to get rid of like grass cuttings, basically with good topsoil underneath it. It wasn't even diseased or anything. It was just patchy, a little bit of dog urine on it, which it had destroyed to bits and pieces and just hadn't grown properly. So what do? It's done and dusted now. My back is crushed. Yeah, so 4.5 ton of grass clippings in the last 2 days, and I've got to roll the new stuff in. So a bit of raking, bit of leveling, get it all flat, and then I can put the new stuff in. But then I'm looking forward to that, and I think it'll look really good. So big job. Big thanks to the Curtis family for lending me the trailer today. I'd be stuffed without that because then I would have had to pay for a skip bin on top. And then, yeah, I don't know. That probably would have been easier, wouldn't have had to drive. But anyway, you get that lesson learned. If you are going to the dump with grass, don't, because I'll charge you for it. It's not green waste somehow. I don't know how dirt isn't green waste. But anyways, moving right along. Look, I did forget to mention last night, the Bushwalk video. It's up, going, and I've had some really positive feedback from people. I do appreciate that. Thank you to all those people that have said kind words in the comments. I guess we don't all sort of do stuff like that to get those comments, but when we get them, they are much appreciated. I think anyone, no matter what you do, if someone says a kind word about what you're doing, it's always make you feel chuffed. And especially when you're learning and doing something that you're not the best at, and you're trying to get better and provide some sort of entertainment as well. Yeah, pretty awesome. So much appreciated to those guys. I'm glad you liked the photos. I was pretty darn stoked with it. I'm chuffed with getting those photos and being able to have them in my collection. Hopefully in the next month or 2 months I can get a website up and running, in between all the other crap I'm doing. Once I get this house sorted, I can start working on a website, which is one of my 2020 projects. I want to get a website and finally get my Teespring stuff working, because that's not really selling, because the first lot they sent to the wrong address. So I need to get that sorted as well. So I've got a few things on the YouTube business side to sort out, but a website's one I really want to get up and running to, I guess, showpiece my favourite photos, and gives everyone a one-stop shop to go and check out the best of my best, I guess, and to read about why I do it and what I do it for and where I'm going and what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm pretty wrapped, and I think there's a good half a dozen in that that will easily make it to that website. And I've got all my set up into a folder that I'm saving for my website. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So if you haven't already seen it, I found the hidden Canon in the Pilbara. Just go to our channel, Tigers Media. You'll see it. It's on in the new videos, or go to the travel section and you'll find it. It's the last one in the travel video section. So very, very cool. Stoked with that. So yeah, enjoy that. I actually, to be honest, it sounds weird, I've watched it a couple of times. I actually I'm pretty, again, when you get something right, and I've had like 2019 was one of those years where I got shit wrong. And even the start of this year, and I think this week I've stuck baseball Sunday, I got shit wrong. And happy to admit my stuff ups and failures in life, but that one, I got that right. So happy. And I think the same was with Mundaring Dam. I think I said to you in the Another Day vlog series, Mundaring Dam was one of those videos where it just felt like I got it right, and the video just works. Whether it's not as popular as I hoped, but it's one of those videos that just really flows and does the right things and got everything I want in, and it's got some great photos and everything. The video really works well. So it's one of those. So I'm very happy with that. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. Very, very cool. Some amazing Pilbara shots with the rain. When rain falls in the desert, you get some amazing scenery, and this is one of those lucky times I got the chance to get out and see it. Right, for you photographer guys out there, F4 road trip, you may have heard about it. That's Gavin Hardcastle, Thomas Heaton, Nick Page, and, oh, Jesus Christ, Adam Gibson? I think it's Gibson. Jeez, he's going to kill me. My apologies. Really good photos, really good photographers, fantastic in their field. Funny guys to give it to. They know how to have a laugh. They don't take themselves too seriously, but their art and their craft of photography, they take that very seriously, and they do a fantastic job of it. They teamed up to do a 4-week tour down the west coast of the United States. If you sign up, go to F4 Road Trip or Google that. They'll have a website. You can sign up for their newsletter. They've just released their first email come out. Just a few brief videos that other people don't get to see on what's coming out. They'll have a heap of videos coming out soon, and it looks pretty good. Again, you will see some amazing photos. You'll learn a lot off these guys. I definitely have off all 4 of them. Very talented guys, and it will be funny as well. So they definitely know how to have some fun and enjoy life while they're traveling. So very, very cool. Definitely, if you need to binge watch some stuff, I'd suggest getting in the newsletter, so when it comes out, you'll be able to get all that and have something to watch and see some beautiful parts of the Western United States. So that will be even cool. Apple, a fair bit of stuff for Apple. iPhone 9 release date's going to be, apparently, rumours saying 31st of March. They're going to have an event. We should be hearing for the iPhone 9, which was the old SE. This is the new model. It's basically an iPhone 8, just rebadged, cleaned up a bit, same camera, maybe a new chip, some new other little bits and tweaks and twads, but new base entry market for the iPhones. For these guys that tradies and stuff that just want a work phone that you can chuck in a case and just throw in the car and not be concerned about. This is fantastic, small, easy to handle, fits in your pockets, in your shorts, all good. Definitely something to look at. New iPads coming out. Also in March, they brought that forward. Now they're saying this is probably going to be the first thing that's from Apple that's going to have the 5G tech in to cover both broad spectrum and the millimeter waves. So that's pretty cool. Also in March, we should be hearing from AirTag as well. So there's a fair bit there, because also that should be around the time of laptops, any sort of new laptops. So we've got the 16, so 12, 14 as well. I'd sort of guesstimate are due then, because it's always phones at the back end of September. We did hear about a twin split up of the phones, so 3 models early and then 3 models late, the bigger ones and the Pro ones late. So it'd be interesting to see. This is sort of only what the first lot of rumours that have come out. I'm sure we'll hear more as it gets closer near the end of February, but yeah, March 31st, it's still good 6 weeks away. So yeah, more to come on that. But that's so far what we know. A new iPad, the iPhone 9 as they're calling it, and that AirTag, which is basically a tile version of that using the Apple system, and a new U1 chip, which is in iPhones. It's similar, I think, to what's in the Apple iWatches, that little eSIM chip or something like that. So it uses that technology to get everything around. Now, they're also looking at, down the track, having Apple Car Key, which is a new technology, using your phone, FaceTime, your password to open, unlock, start your cars. Obviously, with electric cars, this is probably something they're looking at, and probably the time frame they're looking at. It's the next 5-10 years. Being able to just basically walk up to your car and the car will automatically unlock because you've got your phone on you and it's good. It'll just ask you to FaceTime it. Yep, bang, car will open, start it. You'll be able to check your car, start your car early from your phone. You'll have apps to do stuff in your car, soup your car up, all that sort of stuff. That's all to come. I think we'll start seeing in the next 5 years, you'll start seeing these new early adoption technologies for the cars and electric vehicles coming through to phones, and them all combining into one thing. I guess it's the next point onwards from Apple CarPlay, and that it's not just music and entertainment. It'll be running the car, controlling the car, and start all that sort of stuff, security and bits and pieces. So more to come from that. The Samsung Fold, much like the Motorola Razr, had some dramas early once it was released with the actual folding mechanism. With the original Samsung Fold, the big vertical one that cracked and all that. Well, the Samsung Fold is having some issues as well. Glass is super thin early on. If you do get one, be careful. That front screen, that thin glass, basically that they're using, is very, very sensitive to touch and scratch. So nails and stuff like that, very, very careful. You may actually damage that front screen. They were using like a stylus, and a stylus was just leaving indents into the actual glass. So definitely something to use a case on. And yeah, obviously it's not being so front line and front super far ahead in tech. They can't think everything, can't do everything. You're going to have to sort of treat it with the respect I guess it deserves, so just be aware of that. Even they had one case where someone opened the first time and the screen just cracked the first time it opened. So, I mean, obviously you'll have warranty straight on it, but it's still a bit of a pain in the ass. So just be aware, they're obviously being new and the latest, that you need to treat it like that and just give it a little bit of love. Bit of love for the little folders. Rightio, early reports on the Canon 1DX Mark III autofocus, super good. Jared Poland did a video, I think yesterday. I've only just seen it today because of the time difference. But yeah, he's very happy. Went to a basketball game, used it there, played around, just did some early on playing and testing with it, and he's super stoked. That's a pretty big rap from a guy that's got a fairly good name in the industry and a very, very high profile YouTube guy in the camera realm. So that's a pretty good mark on camera's chest for them. I think they'll be pretty happy with that. I am very lucky. I'm going along to the DigiDirect opening for that. For the release for that for Australia, Canon's release for it. They've got a thing in Perth tomorrow for DigiDirect. It's down at Carousel, so if you are watching, you are in Perth and you want to check it out, even if you're like me and just want to suss it out, it's a $6,500 camera US. I think probably 10 grand Australian. I don't think I'll be popping the credit card out, but it would definitely be something worthwhile to check out and see what all the fuss is about and get a hands on and see what it feels like, feel the weight and all that sort of stuff. So I can't wait. I'm pretty excited about it. Something different to go and suss out. So very, very cool. Sigma, who's been on a roll lately with their lenses, and I think they still will be lens-wise. They were trying to bring out a camera with a foveon sensor. I was unaware of what it was, but they did explain it. Basically, foveon sensor, old film, in the old days with film, you'd have the 3 different colors, red, green, blue, RGB, come through straight to the film, you get all the colors. Digital sensors, the three colours get broken up onto the sensor and separated and then sort of mixed and melded back together. That's why I guess you have, like, Canon has the best colours. You hear about Canon having the best colours. Sony's are a little bit flat. Fuji having good colours. All that colour technology. I think that's what they're basically talking about, is how the computer chip and the sensors put those colours back together once that sensor picks them up. Now, foveon technology the basic concept is that it's exactly like film, so the colours come in and the sensor picks up all three at the same time, and it's everywhere, so you get that deep, rich, what everyone wants, basically, that colour. And they just haven't been able to crack the code for it, so they've put it on hold. They're not happy with the progress. They've said, we're not going to, at the moment, it's on the shelf. We may look at it down the track, so good on them for being honest and sort of letting us know. That's good, great that they're trying to have a crack at it. It's obviously something not easy to achieve. If they can achieve it, I think that'll be a huge thing for them, and that'll definitely help them. So I don't think they'll give up on it, and I think it's something that I'm sure probably other companies are also looking at too, a way to give them a little bit of market share. So definitely worth keeping an eye out for that one. But yeah, chin up, Sigma, you'll get there, mate. Just keep trying. Special team, right? The COVID virus, COVID-19, we know about that. We know about the Diamond Princess in Japan with the death boat there, with all the people getting infected, and a couple of, I think they've had 1 or 2 deaths on there. There's some Aussie guys on there as well. The Australian government's sending a special crack force medical team up there to evacuate those Aussie guys somehow, leave all the other people, but just get our Aussies guys out and then take them back to an island where they can stay in the island and decontaminate, I guess. Yeah, a little bit weird. I think that everyone on the boats probably should be getting the same sort of treatment. I don't know. I understand it's great to see our government going to do stuff, and for our people, that's fantastic. That's awesome. But I hope we're also trying to help with every other sort of need they require on that boat as well. It's sad to see a dynamite crack team of medical people going to somewhere and then just walking away from people that are sick. It'd be hard as a doctor, I think, to do that. But yeah, it's not a pretty thing, and I know the Japanese government's doing everything they can to try and get that thing happening and fixed, but until they get some way to cure these people, it's obviously tricky, so very, very tough. But they should be out in the next couple of days, hopefully, so they'll be back not on Australian shores. I think they're going to Christmas Island, where they had the other guys staying for their 2-week period to decontaminate and see how they go. Now, Coles, a la George Calombaris, who's been sprayed and crushed by everyone. Well, he's not the only one. Coles has been done. It'd be interesting to see what happens to these guys. They obviously employ thousands of people. They've been underpaying staff up to $20 million they owe staff, which is, yeah, just pretty ridiculous. Now, George Calombaris has basically lost all of his businesses and everything because of this drama. It's obviously something that happens all the time, because we've heard about many, many other stories, many other companies. I myself has worked in a business where they underpaid staff, and the regulatory authority come through and they basically went back through 10 years of their records, and that company had not been paying people the right, so they went back and paid everyone that had worked there for 10 years and made them pay them all back their money. So I know exactly what it's like, and it was most people don't ask the question. They just sort of walk away and just go find another job if they're not happy. But it's actually there's ways and means to get, if you think you're getting underpaid, there is ways to do it. There's a government body that you can go and talk to, as I've done when I was a lot younger, and they were really good, and they come in, and actually the people that were running the business, they didn't even really know that it was happening, so they were quite happy to open up their books and do the stuff, and we got it all fixed within like 4 weeks. It was all done and dusted. Everyone got back paid, and everyone was happy. So but yeah, so Coles But yeah, George Calombaris got smoked. Our Coles, that's 20 million bucks. That's a huge amount of money. I'm assuming they're going to get a massive fine over it as well. I think the fine needs to reflect the size of the business. That's the problem. Chucking a $1 million fine to George Calombaris, shut down his business or whatever it was. $1 million is going to be nothing to Coles. I think it needs to really be, if you're going to do it, it needs to be on a percentage basis of what your company's worth. I think that's a better way to do it. That way, these big companies will actually get scared because the big companies just go, yeah, what's $1 million? Whoopie-doo, whatever, mate. Here's your cash, piss off. So I think it needs to go to a percentage. If it's an individual, maybe say 10% of your annual, I guess, value. And if you're a company, same thing, 10% of the annual value. So if you're, say, like a big company, like a big bank that earning $5 billion a year net profit now, and you've underpaid everyone, well, there you go, you've just lost 500 million. That will make them think twice. While you're just putting petty little tiny amounts to them, they're not going to give a shit, so they'll just keep rolling and doing what they want. So I think that's what they need to do, just make it suit the size of the company or the business or the individual and get a percentage-based setup. I think that's a fairer system for everyone then. Then they might stop the big boys shafting the little boys. Anyways, and that's about it. Another day. I've got a little bit of raking tomorrow. Friday the grass is coming, so I've got a couple of days to get some stuff, so I'm going to start working on a new video tonight. So I've got that one. It's a bit of a look into YouTube and what it takes to get into YouTube and the costs and values and stuff. So you'll hear more about that in the next couple of days. I'll hopefully have that out, or have that out by this weekend for you. But yeah, all happening. Plenty happening here. It's still a little bit hot. Hopefully that rain comes that they were predicting. Fingers crossed. Right here, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed here on the channel, it should be just down here. There's a little bell there. You can go ding-a-ling-a-ling. And I do appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great Tuesday night. Tomorrow's hump day, so we're halfway there. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy yourself. Start thinking about that weekend and planning a nice little photo trip to a winery. Buy me a bottle of red. That'd be fantastic. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So whether you're going to a winery this weekend, going to the beach, or just hanging with the family, I'll see you all soon. Ciao.